Describe changes in technology that have affected your life and explain what effect they have had on you as a student. Include details and examples to support your explanation. I'm studying PhD studies in mechanical engineering at the University of Niš. A change in technology that has affected my life is the implementation of computer in mechanical engineering. The computer is very useful in mechanical engineering. There are many humdrum activities related with modeling and designing that can be done faster and can be made enjoyable by using software for computer-aided design. Before this change, drawing was done by hand on the drawing board, which was very tedious, boring, and time-consuming. Thanks to software for computer-aided engineering and finite element analysis, calculations done in all fields of mechanical engineering are done a lot faster. Even more than that, errors are nearly non-existent, and I can do many calculations in the short space of time and in the end choose the most optimal solution. It is for these reasons the implementation of computer is a very big technological change that has affected my life. Some research has indicated that pets are important for a person's mental health. Do you agree or disagree? Explain your point of view. Include details and examples. I do agree that pets are important for a person's mental health. First of all, pets can lessen loneliness. They are great domestic companions. Often a pet is very intuitive and will seek you out when you are feeling down, refusing to allow you to remain alone. Therefore, by having a pet, depression can be avoided. Furthermore, pets can lessen one's isolation. Dog parks allow for more opportunities for socialization for both a dog and his owner. A dog makes friends pretty easily and will break the ice so his owner can connect with new people and perhaps set up future dog dates. A dog can be an instant conversation starter and also a good way to get to know some of the people in the neighborhood. For these reasons, I think pets can have huge influence on one's mental health. Describe a skill you have that will be important for your success in the modern world, and explain why this skill is so important. Include details and examples to support your explanation. One of the skills that I possess and think will be important in the modern world is knowledge of English language. First of all, knowledge of English is of crucial importance in scientific research. I am currently studying PhD studies in mechanical engineering at the University of Niš. At my studies, knowledge of English has helped me a lot. Firstly, there aren't many books written in Serbian about the topics that I'm currently researching. However, literature written in English is vast and the biggest. Moreover, all scientific research papers today have to be written in English language, so every scientist in the world can understand them. So it is absolutely impossible to be a scientist without knowledge of English. For these reasons, I think knowledge of English language is one very important skill in today's and tomorrow's world. A good teacher should have some special qualities. What qualities do you think are necessary for a good teacher to have and why? Include details and examples to support your explanation. I think that a good teacher should above all be dedicated and compassionate. A dedicated teacher will show up every day and spend the necessary time to provide his students with the best education. Teachers work parts of weekends and summer to ensure that they are prepared for their lectures. They are regularly reviewing their knowledge and staying up to date with new findings, so they wouldn't miss out anything at the lectures. A compassionate teacher is aware that students have problems outside of school and will make the necessary adjustments to help them through those issues. A teacher must take outside factors into consideration. For example, if a student has just lost a loved one, the teacher should be sensitive to that and adjust accordingly. For these reasons, I think dedication and compassion are very important qualities of a good teacher. Describe the qualities of a famous historical person from your country and explain the influence this person has had on your society. Include details and examples. I'm going to talk about the late president of former Yugoslavia, Josip Broz Tito. Tito was a socialist, or a communist. Because of this, he had established a type of socialist system in former Yugoslavia. Thanks to this, all people had an equal opportunity to get a proper university-level education, and after that get a proper job thanks only to their own merits and their own qualities. Tito despised petty nationalism, and he was also an atheist. Because of this, South Slavic and all other people in Yugoslavia have lived in harmony and fraternity. However, after his death, they all began developing plans how to slaughter one another, mostly because of religious differences. It is for these reasons I think Tito and his personality have had a great influence on society of my former country. Describe an occasion when you learned something on your own, and explain in what ways your self-taught experience was different from a teacher-taught experience. Include details and examples. During my PhD studies in mechanical engineering, I needed to do many finite element analysis simulations in ANSYS. However, at former classes I only learned some basics, and I needed a lot more than that. So I began learning on my own. Firstly, I obtained books related with ANSYS software from the internet, and I printed them. After I began reading, I realized that I didn't have to print that much. Accordingly, I spent more money than I had to. Also, many things there were described in a roundabout manner. At former classes, I would probably get a more direct approach from a teacher. Also, I watched a lot of tutorials on YouTube, but many of those tutorials were not that good, so they redirected me from the right path. I believe that at former classes, I would get a more direct approach. Many people think that young people today are too materialistic or money-oriented and do not think about being charitable or giving to others. Do you agree or disagree? Include details and examples to support your explanation. I do agree that a lot of young people today are too materialistic, but they are not the only ones, and they are not guilty because of that. Today, in the fast-moving world, where everything costs more, you have to work to keep up, and that is what causes the materialistic and somewhat pretentious actions in us. Accordingly, young people are just following the trend that the corrupted capitalism has set up, and that is the need to have the newest and the best things possible. Also, many young people are not charitable enough. Majority of them do not have money to be charitable, and those that do have it are regarding the less fortunate people as filth, because that's how capitalism has taught them. It is for these reasons I think that young people are too materialistic.